Before we dive in too deeply into thinking about how to use our time more efficiently, I think it's important to establish just what we're looking for in our life. The reality is that most of us live kind of harried, hurried lives in which we look back at the end of each day and think, what did I accomplish today? I spent all my time doing things, but I did a lot of things that didn't give me a lot of fulfillment, didn't feel like they were focused on the major purposes of my life, the important things of my life. And so before I begin to talk about tips and ideas and ways that we can more efficiently use our time, I think it's important to look at the bigger picture. The bigger picture being, how do we end our day feeling like we have focused on the core areas of importance in our lives, the things that matter the most to us, so that we can live more fulfilling lives and lives that are more intentionally purposeful and impactful for those around us. Stephen Covey is perhaps one of the most well-known authors and thinkers about productivity. And he did a demonstration about this idea. How do we do the important things first? And I want to replicate it here to serve as a foundation and a beginning for this course. So, Stephen Covey shared this illustration, and this was it. If we look at this jar as a representation of our life, it is 24 hours in a day. There's only so much. There's only 24 hours, and we can only fill it with so much. The question is, what are we going to fill it with? As we think about it, our days tend to fill up fairly quickly. We wake up in the morning, we take a shower, we brush our teeth, we eat breakfast, we drive our kids to school before commuting to work. At work, perhaps, we check email, we go to meetings, we check Facebook, and that leads us to a YouTube video. We maybe spend a lot of time at the water cooler. We check more emails and eat lunch and do some work, some real work that's filling up our days before a commute home, television in the evening, dinner, hopefully a little bit of time with our kids and our family before we head off to bed. The problem, of course, is that we have all these other things that are important to us. Things like quality time with family. We want to get that into our days. Our quality time with our children. They're only young ones. We've got this idea that we'd like to be healthy and our health, but it doesn't seem there's enough time for that. Our passions, the hobbies that we're excited about, we want to fit those into our life. We've got a vacation we'd love to try to do and spend time for, and it comes and we've got all these important things, the things that mean the most to us, that get locked out of our day because it's full already. There's just not enough time. And Stephen Covey tells us that there is enough time, but that we need to switch our paradigm around. We need to turn this, in a sense, upside down and focus on those things that are most important to us. And so what we want to do is begin with the big rocks. The rocks of spiritual growth. That's an important thing in my life. I want to focus on that. Personal development, actually sharpening the saw, making myself better. My health, working out, eating well, getting rest. Vacation. I want to make sure there's time for vacation. Of course, family and quality time with my wife and kids. Community involvement. Maybe it's a political action committee, maybe it's a school board, maybe it's through your church, but you want to be involved. A hobby, time for a favorite hobby or a passion. Just time to work on that big project, that thing that is going to help take your work to the next level or help you start your own business. And so there's these big, important things that mean the most, that give us the most fulfillment and also are the most impactful for ourselves and those around us. And if we can get those in first, what we find is that there's plenty of time for those things that aren't as important to us. As we move into this course, I want you first and foremost to think about what are the core areas of importance to you. What are the things that when you look back on your life that you're going to say, I'm so glad I did those things, that I invested my time and energy into those things. By identifying those, as we move forward in this course, we're going to work towards finding ways, creating space for you to put more energy, more time toward those, so that at the end of each day, you can look back and have no regrets. This is the first key, the first principle really, of learning to master your time.